and then I will start. Okay, so I don't have now I have stopped that music thing, so it'll be very silent. So Valerio, when you look at the video, you will not find it. Thanks for the feedback. Okay, so there is a nice thing in Abhijjha, and in that you have Vibhanga, meaning analysis. And in that Vibhanga, there is something called as Satipatthana Vibhanga. Okay, now this is a primary thing to go through before we attempt to understand Mahasatipatthanasutta. Without a proper understanding of this, it would be difficult to understand the keywords there of Pajanati and Sampajana and all of these. And these are the keywords which are required to be properly understood before we really practice the Kaya Anupassana, Vedana Anupassana, Chitta Anupassana, Dhamma Anupassana, all the 4 Anupasanas. So basically that is an important aspect, and if we really don't understand it properly, then we will end up just watching the breath or doing something, and that doesn't lead to what Buddha says. It might lead to some kind of a nice mental state where it becomes very peaceful. That is true. Any meditation, it need not be Buddha's meditation, any meditation or anything like closing eyes and sitting and watching the breath will calm you. So it has got nothing to do with Buddha. It can be any, even a normal yogic kind of meditation really boosts the immune system, changes the energy centers, and you will have a real blissful experience. Whereas Buddha Dhamma is different. What's the difference between Buddha Dhamma and others when it comes to Satipatthana, or what is called as mindfulness? Actually, it is remembrance. Sati is to remember. Remember to do something, not about mindful. The output of remembrance is mindfulness. So anyway, that word mindfulness is correct. So we can't reject that it is not correct, but what actually we are supposed to do is to remember. So Satipatthana is to establish that remembrance. Patthana is to establish. So when we do that, what is the difference then between a normal breath meditation where you watch the breath coming and going at the nostril versus the Buddha teaching about this Anapanasati, or whatever he speaks about, the Satipatthana? So the first startling difference is that you will see 3 states. One is Uppada, one is Vaya, or Udaya Vyaya, and you will see Tithi, meaning it stays and it dissolves, it changes and dissolves. So you'll see all the 3 states. Number 1. Number 2, he uses a word called as Sikhati, to learn. So is to learn what? Now, in English, we put it as calm the body. But what he says is even more deeper than just calming the body. So that is another thing. And the third thing is that you can see the Paticca cycle in Satipatthana itself. And that's the difference, total. So what we are going to learn today is inclusive all the three. And this is not from my experience, it is from the Vibhanga, where there is documented proof with definitions, each one of them. And after this class, just like what I sent yesterday on the Bodhirajakumara Sutta, similarly I will send you about Vibhanga, wherein you can see for yourself the definitions, even if it is written in English for the Pali translation from the Pali, it's okay. At least you get the basic understanding, essence of that. So with that small introduction, let's start. So before we come here, we need to do this two things. One is vivicchehi kamehi, vivicchehi akusala dhammehi. So these two things we should not forget. So this is where the sati starts. So vivicchehi kamehi is to literally shut down the senses. Okay, so here Indriya Bhavana has to be established. So we have already dealt with that Indriya Bhavana and Indriya Bhavana Sutta and all that. So I hope you have not forgotten about it. And secondly, the 10 akusala dhamma, that has to be curtailed. So what we need to do is, we need to say in our mind 3 times Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa, first time. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa, second time. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa, third time. So the first time was on mano, second time was on vachi, the third time was on kaya. So from the mano, there are two things. There's Vedana and Sanya. So we are making the Vedana on Buddha, all the Buddhas of the past and including Gautama Buddha. Then the perception creates a nimitta, and this nimitta we are taking Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. We are looking at the samma sambuddha. And after that, we have to establish Buddha Dhamma Sangha in our heart. So what we need to do is, we need to say Buddham Saranam Gacchami. So when we finish the first one, we need to understand about what is Buddha. So mentally we need to, when we are really practicing it, we need to mentally have this state of what is Buddha. So Buddha is defined as iti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijja charana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarathi satta deva manusanam buddho bhagava iti. Now take a pause of 1 minute and we need to reflect, 1 to 5 minutes, and reflect upon what is iti piso bhagava arahan samma sambuddho and all that, which we have gone through earlier. Then we have to say Dhammam saranam gacchami. So then we immediately have to mentally look at, that is through Vedana and Sanya. The Vedana should be now on the Dhamma, characteristic of Dhamma. So what is the characteristic of Dhamma is Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Sandhittiko Akaliko Yehi Passiko Opanaiko Pachattam Veditabho Vinyuhi iti. So when we do that, the mind literally stops, because all the Vedana you're going to have will be on Dhamma. Again, we need to take 5 minutes and reflect, that is 1 to 5 minutes, reflect upon the Dhamma. Then we have to come to Sangha. Sangham saranam gacchami. Then when we come here, we need to look at the Sangha. So once we do these 3 things, here again we need to do this 3 times. One is through Mano, one is through Vachi, and one is through Kaya. Once we have this set up, then we need to establish the Dasa Kusala in place of Dasa Akusala. So we first need to put a aspect that the way we are doing things today without Buddha Dhamma, we would run ourselves into apayas. So we have to see animals, we have to see the birds, we should see the insects, and we are able to see that everyone is basically searching for food, including humans. So all our earning and all our dealing with things is just to make the body comfortable and search for food. Only 2 things we are doing. So first we need to see that and start with Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Then about stealing, Padinna Dana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Third one, Kameshu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. This can be a sexual misconduct or a sensual misconduct. So first 3 of them are for animals. So when my mind goes into killing something, I can see it in the animal. That's exactly what it does. It does for eating, but we are doing it for either we are troubled by it and we don't want it to live, so we have more hatredness than what the animal has. Animal doesn't seem to have that hatredness. It has hatredness to kill it, to eat, not because of anything else, but it is still killing. So we can see it. And the second thing, we can see that every animal or bird or whatever, they steal. They don't mind stealing because they're in moha, so they don't mind stealing. And third one, Kameshu Michachara. Just like the life of a prostitute, the same thing is with the animals. So they don't have control over the sexual organs and sensuality as such. So these 3 things can be seen, vividly seen, be it a dog, be it a cat, be it whatever it is, we can see, domesticated or otherwise. Okay, these 3 things. Then when we do these 3 things, the 4th one is about speech, the 4 kinds of speech. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. This will land up in a demonic state of existence, Asura, along with the next one called Pisuna Vacha. That is divisive speech, dividing people. Pisuna vacha veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Then the harsh speech, it takes me to hell realm of existence. Parusa vacha veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Sampapalapa, that is just blabbering kind of speech which makes no sense to anyone. Sampapalapa veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. So these four of speech, if I were to curtail, it doesn't take me to the apayas. All the four take me to apayas in one way or the other. Then comes two other which are very strong for apayas. One is the Abhijjha and one is the Vyapada. So I am going to now say Abhijjha veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Abhijjha here as in that I want somebody should not get what I have not got. Simple as that. Abhijjha, excessive thirst for having something which others have got, to an extent that I wish, how did they get it? They shouldn't have got it. Without I getting it, how that person got it? So I hate that person, or I feel so envious of he getting it and I'm not getting it. This directly leads to a hell realm of existence, along with, because Abhijjha exists, then this other one also should exist, that is Vyapada. They go hand in hand. Vyapada veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Vyapada means ill will, so that ends all the 10. And veramani means not to entertain. Ramani means to entertain. So I will not entertain from morning till night these 10, because they all take me to a bad existence. So when I do that, my mind is settled. Now when the mind is settled, I am ready to take the Dhamma. So what I need to do is watch the breath for 5 minutes. Maybe I can keep a clock and keep it for 5 minutes, observing the breath going up and down. Don't have to watch at the nostril or entrance or all that. Just relax and close your eyes and watch the breath for 5 minutes. While you watch, what you need to do is, in the mind, now that vivicchehi kamehi vivicchehi akusala dhammehi has happened, we are going to understand within the mind itself this kaya Anupassana. So there are 4 Satipatthana. First thing is to know the nature of the collection. Body is a collection of something. So instead of just calling it as a body, kaya means collection. So first we are going to look at the collection. What have I collected in this body? And ajjata, internal, bahidda, external, both. Now I am going to see ajjata bahidda, comparing them. Then established first one Atapi, second one Sampajano, third one Satima, fourth one Vinneye, fifth one loke, sixth one Abhijjha, seventh one domanasan. Atapi Sampajano Satima Vinneye loke Abhijjha domanasan. So to do that, I need to really know the meanings of what it means of Anupassana. Passana is to see. Anu is to see in accordance with the attribute of the object. So here Buddha in the Vibhanga talks about what is Anupassati. He asks a question, Tataha Katama Anupassana. Herein, what is this contemplation? English becomes contemplation, but we have to go slightly deeper than just contemplation. Anupassana, Passana is to see, Anu is in accordance to. So we are able to go and see what is in that object. So you should get Panya, first thing. Second thing, you should get Pajana. Jana is to know. Pajana is to extensively know. Of what? Vishaya, the subject and the object. Pavishayo, internal of that object. And its Dhamma, the nature of things. What is its nature? Then I need to have Salakhana. Should be able to discern, dissect and see. Upalakhana. Upa means higher. Lakhana means characteristics. So what is this characteristics from above? If I were to take it near and see it from above, how does it look? Then Pachupalakhana, how do I differentiate from this kind to that kind? Then I get Pandityam. Panditya is in Sanskrit called Panditya, which means the person who knows. Erudition in English. Kosalam, Kaushalya in Sanskrit, Kosalam in Pali, which is skillfulness. Nepunnam Vibhaya. A person is able to go so finite into that he exactly understands what it is. It's called Nepunna. Then Chinta. He starts to think and gets clarified. Upaparikha. So that he is able to analyze and find it for himself. Bhuri, the breadth of that. Medha, the intelligence. Parinnayika is the guidance. Vipassana is the insight. Sampajanyam means complete awareness in terms of three things. One is the Vedana, the feeling, Sanya, perception, Vitakka, the debating what he is doing between what is real and what is unreal. And Patodo is the examination, which gives him the Panya, which is the wisdom, matures into the Panya Indriya, the faculty of the wisdom, and Panya Balam is the strength of that wisdom. With that he get Panya Satthanam, he get the sword of the wisdom, gets into the Panya Pasado. So where Pasada means he gets joy of that wisdom. Panya Aloko, he gets the Aloka, which is the light. Now he has got the light of wisdom, which creates a Panya Obhasa, luster of the wisdom. Panya Pajoto is the flame of that wisdom. And Panya Ratanam is a treasure with which he shines. And that creates amoha, non-delusion, gives complete understanding of the Dhamma Vishaya, that is the investigation of the nature of things, gives him the right view, Sammaditthi, and that is called as Anupassana. So when he uses this word kaye kayanupassi viharati, all of this is what he means. So when we read the Mahasatipatthanasutta, these are not indicated there because it is part of Vibhanga. That means we should first know that to come to this. Without that, it becomes highly confusing on what I am supposed to do as Anupassana. Kaye kayanupassi viharati and Atapi Sampajano and all that. So let's understand what is he trying to look at Anupassana, and then we come to the other parts of Atapi and all that. So first we'll understand the Anupassana. In that we take three things. One, we need to take the Dhamma Vishaya, investigate the nature of the things. Panya, wisdom. Pajana, to go deeper. That's what we are going to do to create Vipassana in our mind. So let's start. What he says by this kaye kayanupassi viharati. So first he says atti imasmim kaya. Okay, sorry. What is the meaning of kaye kayanupassi viharati? Now anupassi you understood. We are here to do three things: panya, pajana on Dhamma Vishaya, wherein we can do the Vipassana right now. Right here, right now. Okay. So he says, Ida bhikkhu ajjattam kayam. Here the monk regards the kaya, collection. Of what? From the sole of the feet upwards, from the hair of the head down, bound by the skin, filled with different kind of impurities. And he does a pachavekkana. Pachavekkana means is to reflect, to see what really my body, so-called body is, which is a collection. What am I collecting? I am collecting hairs, kesa, collecting loma, that is the body hairs, collecting nakha, which is the fingernails, danta, the teeth, tacho, skin, mamsam, flesh, naharu, sinews or tendons, atti, the bones, attiminja, the bone marrow, vakam, kidney, hadayam, heart, yakanam, liver, kilomakam, spleen, pihakam, lungs, antam, intestine, antagunam, the mesentery, udariyam, undigested food, stomach, karisam, exertment, mathalungam, the brain, pittam, bile, semham, phlegm, pubbo, pus, lohitam, blood, sedo, sweat, medo, fat, asu, tears, vasa, grease, khelo, the salivas, singhanika, mucus, lasika, synovial fluid, muttan, iti, urine. So now I stop and see what I have collected. The first 20 represents Pathavi Dhatu because it is solid. The next 12 represents the Apo Dhatu, which is liquid. So I'm collecting a bag full of solid and liquid. Two things only. So now I need to look at the dukkha. If something is decaying, as in this case, is it sukha? No. Is it satisfactory? Absolutely not. Can it be kept for long? No. Why? When I go for toilet, I'm not intending to keep it with me. When I go for urination, I don't think so any sane person would keep on storing his urine. From the time he is born till today, he is not going to keep it. So that is the reason he says asuchino, filled with impurities. So this 32 parts of the body is the collection, kaya. This is what I have as ajjatta inside. Now there is another funny thing here which is happening. It arises and passes away. Now, if I see my photograph of being a 10-year-old, a whole thing has replaced now with whatever is left now. It's not the same. So I can check, quick check, that gives me panya. So what I'm supposed to do? Get the panya, wisdom, pajana, detailed investigation and understanding. Then on the Dhamma Vishaya, there's the Dhamma Vishaya here, the Patavi and the Apo. So that what I can do? I can do Vipassana, insight. So what am I doing as an insight? Watching these 32 parts, which I call myself as I. So then he says, sotam nimittam. Nimitta means symbol. So he creates a symbol of what? Now the symbol I have created is my name called Vilas, is so and so height and so weight, so fair or whatever, with hairs, without hairs, this kind, that kind, all that is replaced by this nimitta of what? 32 parts of the body. Asevati. He practices bhaveti bahuli karoti swavatthikam vavathapeti. He establishes. Vavathapa is to establish. Swavatthikam, inside himself he fixes it and he consistently does it. Bahuli karo is to consistently do it all the time of his waking hours and sleeping hours, not the deep sleep, except that he is checking what his body is or kaya is. Then sotam nimittam asevita bhaveta bahuli karitva swavattiva vattitam vavathapeta bahidda kaye chittam upasamharati. Then after he has practiced it diligently and developed the necessary things and made much of that sign, now he is not able to find out who this person is. He is seeing it as a bundle of 32 parts. And he has established that Vyavasthapa is Sanskrit, Vavathapa is Pali. Then now he focuses on the external body, Bahidda Kaye Chittam Upasamharati. Now using his chitta, his mind, he now watches. So now I will watch the person sitting next to me as a wife, what does she have? Same thing. Same 32 parts, same Patavi, same Apo. Even she goes for urination. Even she goes for relieving the karisam, which is the feces. Even she sweats. I also sweat. She has saliva. I have saliva. She has blood. I have blood. Same thing if I see all of you. So we all are a bundle, a collection of 32 parts, 20 solid, 12 liquid. And the outside, like a container, that container is named as Vilas. And that container has been put with another symbol called as husband, and another sticker is called as friend, another sticker on that container which shows brother, another container which shows uncle, another container showing as father, and another sticker on that container showing it as, say, grandfather, another sticker showing it as a neighbor, another sticker showing it as an employee, another sticker naming it as an owner, house owner, another sticker showing it as a gardener, another sticker on his profession, something like that. So I have so many stickers, which I call it as I. So this contemplation is what I need to do. Before I go to Abhijjha, because whenever I see this wife, my mind is not established, so it immediately recognizes the wife. So we already had gone through that, how Chitta turns itself into Vijnana. Hope you have not forgotten that. And that is the key element here. Because you are now going to see through the Chitta, not through Vijnana. You have to see through the Chitta another body. Abhijjha kaye chittam upasamharati. He now focuses his attention, the Chitta, and seeing another body, another collection, not the body, another collection, which is called as a body. Before that, he's supposed to work out on this. Now the question comes, how many days I have to work out? Till the time I, you, anyone see that it is only 32 parts. Nothing more than 32 parts of the body. If I am able to see that, that's what is required. Then I can do Abhijjha. So how many days? So Buddha says it can take anywhere from 7 days to 7 years. So if we were to start doing today, being the first day, and consistently do this on yourself first, not on others, yourself, still the Kama Chanda will be there to look at the other person. Fine. But focus on yourself. Whenever you're sitting, wherever you're sitting, right now, you can observe you have hairs. Yes, I have hairs. Is it rough? Yes. Is it smooth? Yes. Does it fall? Yes. Does it cry when it falls? No. Do you cry when it falls? Yes. Why? Because you're losing the hair. But does the hair feel, oh my goodness, I am leaving this person? No. So there's problem with the chitta, not with the hair. Now saliva. While speaking, I can see droplets. Is the droplet having any anguish that why am I leaving my friend this body? No. It just goes. Urine. Does it say, hey, excuse me, Vilas, I stayed in the body, you can't throw me out? No. It wants to go out. Feces, it wants to go out. Like that, everything. So what we need to understand, there are 13 things which makes up everything in Dhamma. So all that we are trying to understand is the nature of things, Dhamma. The first thing which you should almost by heart, it is sankata, conditioned. First thing is conditioned. Second thing, it is paticca samutpanna, dependently originated. And third thing, nissatta, a hair doesn't say I am this hair on your body. I am this urine from your body. I am this feces from your body. I am this bone from your body. No. Nijjiva, the sweat, the urine, the feces, saliva, bones, skin, hairs, body hairs, etc. Nails. And we cut the nails so bad. We don't allow it to grow. And we are very happy to cut it. Same thing with hairs. We want to cut the hairs. And the hair doesn't cry because it doesn't have jiva, nijjiva, no life in that. So, sankata, paticca samutpanna, nissatta, nijjiva, then tucca. There is no essence in that, no sense. There's nothing substantial. After that, shunya, empty to the core. Once the hair falls down, and when you take a broom and you remove the hair, you are not crying. Now I am not crying looking at the hairs. When I am going and sitting in the toilet, I am not crying, oh my goodness, myself is going down. My very self is going down because it is in my body only. And whenever I am going for urination, I am not saying, oh my goodness, myself is going down. So, shunya. Khaya Dhamma. It keeps on dissolving in a way that it keeps on reducing. As what we call as aging. So khaya keeps on diminishing. Vaya Dhamma. It goes out completely sooner or later, which is true. You go to toilet, it goes away. You can't hold it. Viraga Dhamma. It has no raga. It has no interest over me. And neither I am interested to hold it. Viraga Dhamma. Nirodha Dhamma. it doesn't arise again. That day, that moment, that sweat which fell down will not come back again. It will be another sweat, another drop, but not the same drop again. Then khayatena anicca, this reduction, dissolution is anicca. Bhayatena dukkha, because I am losing it, I am losing my age, I am losing my youth, I am losing my energy, and I am going nearer death every given day, every given moment. That's the reason there is fear, bhaya. Finally, asaratena anatta. It's essenceless. The hair fall after it falls, essenceless. The sweat before coming out was there in my body. After coming out, essenceless. Saliva before coming out was something, but it comes out essenceless. Tears before coming out was there in the eyes. After coming out, essenceless. And how much love of skin we have, but it keeps on falling. In the bed there is dry skin, and if the winter starts, chopped up skin will start. Essenceless. So we can analyze the Patavi and Apo. They basically don't care. Whether it is you, or it is me, or a celebrity, or anyone, doesn't matter. Whether it's an animal or deva or whoever, it doesn't matter. This is what is the nature. Dhamma Vishaya. And this is the one we need to do Vipassana. In all the postures, sitting, standing, walking, sleeping, 4 postures. And Sampajanya can be used in all the other postures also. When I'm going for toilet, when I'm going for wearing the robes, or wearing the t-shirt or pant or whatever, of taking bath, brushing teeth, in all the events, including walking, turning back, turning fronts, bending the body, straightening the body, I need to watch this. The Patavi Dhatu changes, Apo Dhatu changes. So there is no person, there is no personality at all. So that is what I will get as Panya. So when I get this Panya, what happens? I get into Pandicham, an expert who is called as a Pandit in Sanskrit. So I have the knowledge. Kosala. Now I have expertise, skillfulness. Nipunna. I can investigate so deep about this collection. Now I can be in the chinta of how this body is, and get into upaparikha, thoughtfulness, consideration of what it is. Of what? Bhuri, the breadth of this. What's the breadth? Everybody has the same thing. as far as I can see, all of them have sweat, all of them have urine, all of them has feces, all of them have skeleton. And another thing fascinating, out of 20 parts of the body, the bone, teeth and the nails are made out of stone. They are not made out of clay. The remaining are clay. But everything else, these three things are made out of stone. So when I see, yes, it is true, it's hard. Bone is hard. It's stone. Teeth, same bony matter. It's hard. Nail, same bony matter. So I am having stone and I am having clay, and that is what I call I am. This mold of clay and bone is what I say I am. So this contemplation, after vivicchehi kamehi vivicchehi akusala dhammehi, and after establishing Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa, and after establishing Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami, I start with Anupassana, understanding what is Anupassana, and now I have looked into what is Kaya Anupassana. Kaya is the collection, Anupassana is in accordance to, Anu is in according or in accordance to, Passana, to see what is there as a collection. What is that I am collecting, basically? Then what happens? If I were to see this, what happens? Then I come to know what is Atapi. So he says, Yo chetasiko viryarambho nikkammo parakammo uyammo vayammo ussaho usulhoi tamo tamo ditti asit khila parakamata anikkichat chandata. So if I were to understand it correctly, atapa, atapa, tapa means heat, atapa, to put an effort in a way that the other things get cooled down. Where will I put effort? In understanding Samma Vayamo of Anupassana, to see. And when I see, what do I see? With this effort, what do I see? I see what is Yatha Bhuta Jnana. Truly things as they are. What are these things as they are? Pathavi and Apo. That's all. Nothing else is there. Now when I do Atapa, then I do Sampajanya, which I spoke about. Then after Sampajanya, we do Satima, which is recalling. And he will not lose it. He will not get confused. He will bear it in the mind. And he will develop the Sati Bala and Samma Sati. That is, he will ensure that he remembers to watch his collection all the time. And Vinneye is to cut. Of what? Loka. Now he explains what is loka. Svevakayo loko panchapi upadana khanda loko. That is, for one who thinks this kaya is himself, is the loka, and panchupadana khanda, which we spoke about yesterday, about rupa khanda, vedana khanda, sanya khanda, sankhara khanda, vinyana khanda. This he treats himself as loka. Vinneye loke, cut the loka. Abhijjha, we already spoken about that. Abhijjha, domanasan, mentally struggling, mental torture, and creating bad feeling in the mind. So Abhijjha, domanasan. This is called as kaya Anupassana. And this is the meditation what one needs to do. This will take you approximately, if you were to do on a daily basis, all the waking hours. Not sitting closed eyes. That's okay. All the waking hours, all the dream hours, except for the deep sleep. If we do this for 7 days, you will move from Sotapanna to Sakadagami to Anagami to Arhat. 7 years, depending upon how the person has developed. Now what we need to develop is the proper understanding. Not about sitting in a place and closing eyes and watching something. The watching thing is this. You need to watch this, not something else. We need to watch the 20 solid objects and watch the 12 liquid objects which are going away all the time. And finally, we can see the paticca samutpada in this. How? How did this 20 come to be? Because of the bhava. Bhava pachaya jati. If jati is there, the birth is there, it's going to decay. Jara. If it is going to decay, it is going to have marana. Absolutely true. I call a young child and today I am an old child, that's all. But the body no longer exists. That 20 solid and 12 liquid have gone and keep on going. I keep on refueling, it keeps on going. I refuel it, it keeps on going. Refill, goes. Refill, goes. If I don't refill, death. Okay, if I refill, will I not die? Still you will die. So that means if I refill also I will die. If I don't refill also I will die. So now I can see the link. The link here is bhava pachaya jati. What is the condition for bhava? Upadana pachaya bhava. Clinging on to this body, this collection, which is filthy. And why that happened? Because of craving. Tanha. And why did tanha happen? Because of the vedana, feeling. Why did the feeling happen? Because of the phassa, contact. What did the contact happen? It's because of the salaytana, 6 sense doors. And how that happened? Because of the nama rupa. And how did nama rupa happen? Because of vinyana. And how did vinyana come to be? Because of sankhara. And how did sankhara come to be? Because of Abhijjha. How did Abhijjha come to be? Because of asava. So asava pachaya avijja, avijja pachaya sankhara, sankhara pachaya vijnana, vijnana pachaya namarupa, namarupa pachaya salaytana, salaytana pachaya phassa, phassa pachaya vedana, vedana pachaya tanha, tanha pachaya upadana, upadana pachaya bhava, bhava pachaya jati, jati pachaya jara, jara marana soka parideva dukkha domanasa upayasa sambhavanti. Emaveva kevalassa dukkha khandassa samudaya hoti. Now, having watched this, what will happen? Asesa viraga nirodha. Avijjayatveva asesa viraga nirodho sankhara nirodho. Now that I have seen, it is a collection of 20 parts which keeps on going as per 13 things. That is, it is number 1 sankata, second paticca samutpanna, third nisatta, fourth one nijjiva, fifth one shunya, sixth one tucca, seventh one khaya-dhamma, vaya-dhamma, viraga-dhamma, nirodha-dhamma, khayatena anicca, vayatena dukkha, asarattena anatta. When these 13 things are there in every hair, every body hair, kesa, loma, nakha, danta, tacho, mamsam, like that, how stupid of mine. Now I am in vijja. Avijja yatveva asesa viraga nirodho sankhara nirodho. Sankhara nirodha, then vijnana nirodho. Vijnana nirodha namarupa nirodho. Namarupa nirodha salaytana nirodho. Salaytana nirodha phassa nirodho. Phassa nirodha vedana nirodho. Vedana nirodha tanha nirodho. Tanha nirodha upadana nirodho. Upadana nirodha bhava nirodho. Bhava nirodha jati nirodho. Jati nirodha jara marana soka parideva dukkha domanasa nirodho. So this anuloma, patiloma, both are seen. Now one is established in vipassana and his mind is tranquil, samatha. So one side samatha, one side vipassana. Now he investigates with this paticca samutpada, with this anicca dukkha anatta. He establishes in the Dhamma. Now he knows the Dhamma Vishaya. And there's no need to ask anyone, because he can see his own hairs. He can see his own skin. All that he can see. Standing in front of the mirror, I was feeling very proud of my fair skin. Now today I see there is no fair skin. It is a collection of filth. So that kamaraga is not there. Patigha is not there. So without that, there cannot be any desire at all. So I can relieve myself from the burden. Now there is nothing to compare, nothing to say. This container was named husband, wife, this name, this role, that role. All that is gone. Instead, I'm seeing only filth and filth and filth everywhere. Nowhere else can I see more filth than what I can see in myself or in others. Others will come back tomorrow, but first we have to establish ourselves. So what we need to do between now and tomorrow evening till we meet, you have to keep on contemplating on this. You will get a fantastic experience if you do it very well. Just keep on watching what you do. When you urinate, water is coming. When you go for toilet, solid is coming. When you sweat, water is coming. When the hair falls, solid is coming. When you brush your teeth, liquid is coming. When the brush touches the teeth, hardness. When you clench your teeth like this, that sound is coming like a stone. When I hit the bone and hit the table, it's solid bone, which is stone. So 3 stone: teeth, bones, fingernails. The remaining are clay. This we have to observe. Okay, so let me end for now, and tomorrow we go more detailed on this section of Vipassana. Any questions?
So you had mentioned something about seeing with the mind and not with consciousness. What do you mean by that?
Seeing with the mind, no, seeing mind with that consciousness, chitta, right? So there are 9 stages of chitta. We had covered that. So you are seeing the mind. Mind is made out of feeling and perception. Seeing it through chitta.
Wait, pardon, your audio is not clear. I think suddenly it sort of broke up. I mean, not broke up, it's slightly clear for the past 10-15 minutes. It's slightly not clear. I don't know why.
Now or earlier, or how it is?
Okay, now it's a little bit better. I mean, it was fine, but then for the last 10 minutes of the class, suddenly it became slightly garbled. I don't know why.
Okay. See, what I was saying is that the mind is nothing but, mano is nothing but the feeling and perception. The chitta, which is also called as mind, goes through 9 stages. So maybe tomorrow when we meet, I can reiterate those 9 things which happen. So it becomes a nice placeholder for all of us to contemplate. Because if I start now, it is going to take at least another half an hour. So instead, what I will do is I will, because this we had covered it earlier on the 9 stages of Vijnana. So now I can do that tomorrow. So that
Yeah, sure. Or you could just forward me something. I mean, I could read it.
Yes, I can. No, there is nothing to forward. There is one sutta on that. Instead of that, what I will do is I will take it up tomorrow, or what I can do is I will type out and send it on WhatsApp, and you can read it. And tomorrow evening I will explain to you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, very good. Any other questions? No questions? Then let's end the session for today and meet up tomorrow evening. Hello. Hello, Preeti ji.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. So, कैसा रहा सफर?
अच्छा, fantastic.
Okay.
प्रीति जी का माइक म्यूट है.
हाँ, प्रीति जी का तो माइक on mute है. She's on mute mode.
हाँ.
How did you feel? Okay, so now we all practice for tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, good night.
So wait, one small question. What did your voice broke up slightly towards the end? You said if you keep practicing even now till the night, something will happen. Did you say good sleep or something?
No, I didn't speak about sleeping. What I said is that we need to do this from now till you sleep, till you go to deep sleep.
Okay, fine.
See, now if you are able to watch all your 32 parts of the body, while you're walking, while you're sitting, while you're trying to lie down, and when you're dreaming, when the dream starts, you will not have your 32 part of the body. It removes the body itself. The mind removes the body. There's no body. You'll be seeing some things. Then you go to a deep sleep. So when you're coming to the dream state, watch the dream as an observer. It goes away.
Okay.
The dream goes away. Then what leaves you is only deep sleep state. Then we have to practice how not to be in a deep sleep state. That is the practice. That is when we go beyond anagami. So first our foundation is still anagami. Then that will happen.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So from tomorrow morning till tomorrow evening, as much as possible, create a Satipatthana to remember, to establish the 32 parts of the body, 20 the solid and 12 liquid. So whenever you talk to someone, whenever you are watching yourself, whether taking a bath, brushing teeth, all, having food, drinking, you just watch. What are you doing? You're refueling the Pathavi Dhatu and the Apo Dhatu only. That is earth element and water element. You are not doing anything else. So if you watch it, you will have a fantastic experience.
Okay.
So that is what I meant. Good question.
Okay, wait, one small question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not exactly a question. When you say watch, how can we actually watch like the internal parts? We can only sort of picture it, use a...
No, hairs. Take the most obvious. Forget the internal part. Liver, intestine, spleen. That I don't know, boss. Forget it. I know my hair, right?
Yes.
If 4 hairs fall down, let's say, you have to look it in 13 ways. First condition. The condition is not there, hair has fallen. Clear? That is Sankata. Second, Paticca Samutpanna. It is dependently originated or based upon that condition, this will work. If that condition is not there, this will not work. That means hair is sticking on the head because the condition is matching. My head doesn't have any hair versus your head which has hair is not because you love to keep hair and I loved not to keep hair. It is the condition is not matching. Right? So I am called as a bald person and you are called as a hairy person. Till you lose your hair. And after that people will call you bald person. Right? So it is conditioned. So 2 things. The third one, if it is conditioned, if it is then Paticca Samutpanna, which is dependently originated. The third one should be, there is no person there, right? The hair falling down, my hair only, it falls down. Now it doesn't say, hey, wait, hey, boss, I'm dying. It doesn't. Forget that, forget the hair. How many times you urinate, you just watch. Does the urine come and say, hey, please don't. please don't do this to me. I am dying. That's the reason there is no life. Nisatta. That is no mind, no me. Nijjiva means there is no life in that. None of us think twice to urinate. Right? So, Nijjiva. Then it is tuchya, insignificant. Do you hold your urine and say, so relevant for me? No. In fact, if you don't urinate, you will go to the hospital, because then there is a problem. Right? We should have felt very happy. I am not able to urinate. But we have to urinate. Right? So, Nijjiva, Nisatta, then Tuchya, then Shunya, that is emptiness. There's nothing there in that urine. Like that, the remaining part. So if you really watch it, this is watching. When we say Passana, watch, see, is this. So 5-10 minutes you watch the breath to calm down. That is Samatha. It's required. Then Vipassana. Immediately you start seeing what is happening in the body. You see, this is my hair. It is conditioned. Nose is conditioned. Tongue is conditioned. Lips is conditioned. Everything is conditioned. And you will see everything is Patavi Dhatu. Now, what do I see? Teeth, fingernails, bone. I hit it. It pains, that is separate, but then it makes sound and it is hard. It's so hard. It's made out of stone. Simple. So what's the difference between stone and these three things? They both are same. When we come to Bahidha, we are going to practice that, but at present you need to just see this. Just watch what really is there in this collection. It's just a 32 parts. Then you get that wisdom. At what I was thinking as myself is this, nothing else. Okay, so he says it takes you 7 days. So even if you watch tomorrow, the bulb immediately might not glow. But he says if you consistently do for 7 days, it will happen. This is from Sotapanna onwards. Sotapanna is the starting point, when you come and understand the Dhamma to a little bit. Now you are going deeper. So what will happen? The possession orientation goes away. That is Sakadagami. So the possessiveness is in the body. That itself goes away. Not that Sakkaya Ditti is that Rupa Vedana Sanya Sankhara Vinyana. That has gone. That is okay. But still this body exists. So that will go away. Then you are in complete Vipassana all the time. Samatha Vipassana, Samatha Vipassana, Samatha Vipassana. You are on the 2-pedal. So the boat, 2-pedal boat. So you keep on pedaling it and move towards safety, which is Nibbana.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
No worries. Anytime. Okay. All right then. No questions. Then we'll end. Namo Buddhaya. Meet tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night, sir. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.